Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
The best of O'Mara.
Welcome to The Mike O'Mara Show, friends relaxing on a beach in sunny Miami. Good show today. Later on, we're going to be joined by a what I like to describe as a working actor, Diedrich Bader. He has a new show. You might know Diedrich from the Office Space movie, also Veep. He's a recurring character on Veep. I think he plays Bill Erickson on Veep. Funny show, iconic show, just ended its run. And you also, if you're a Napoleon Dynamite fan, will remember him from Rex Kwon Do. From the Napoleon Dynamite movie, and he's got a brand new show.
Actually, it's returning. It's the season premiere.
It's returning. The season premiere. American Housewife.
Funny show.
On ABC Friday night. The premiere, this season's premiere. Yes, the show has been out, and very, very funny guy. And the definition of a working actor.
Busy.
I just want to ask him about his agent. I want to ask him about his agent.
Will you say, who's your agent?
Who's the agent? He's not vigorous.
Not vigorous. That's a problem.
My last one wasn't vigorous. Oh, was he not vigorous? Yeah. Anyway, it's a long story. I just started thinking about it. But before we do that, we have breaking news.
Yes.
On the Adrian Diego Garcia front. It seems like the entire show, segments, large chunks of the show have been spent trying to get Diego to come back on this program. We didn't know what was going on, and we have had him reach out. He has reached out to us.
Mike, we're big on trends, and mystery podcasts are big right now. They're hot.
Yes,
so
that's right.
We had our own mystery, and we're digging in. Before the show started today, and I know that Rob has what might be even a better update than what I have right now, is Rob Ford and I were commiserating in the Podcast Village lobby saying, hey, like, when was the last time we even saw Diego? Doing some sort of timeline check.
Right.
And he said, well, he was here for the holiday party, and didn't he drive Rob home after Rob had his injury? And I said, did he?
No.
He didn't.
He drove me here when I was sober, but Mac took me home.
Mac took you. Okay, so then Rob and
It was a red herring month.
So that's not. Were you thinking there might have been the possibility that Rob touched him inappropriately in his drunken stupor?
I wouldn't think that. Rob Ford thought that, and he said, "Well, what if
Rob Ford was trying to throw you under the bus?
What if someone got handsy on that ride home, and that's why he hasn't shown up?
He's not my type."
So that's out the window. And by the way, Mac is in the control room, so we've got another witness. Nice.
So I'm curious about the reaching out. He reached out to you, Oscar, and to you,
I got
Rob?
no reaching out. I thought there was some reaching over on the ride home.
You didn't get reaching out at all.
No.
But you, or reach around.
Yes.
Or any of that. Rob Spiewak, he contacted you yesterday?
I got a text last night at afternoon, 4:31 p.m. Now, my previous last contact with him was in March because I had the text before it.
Ooh.
And it was a vague one. Congratulations.
So you've spoken to him since?
No, I don't think so. No, that was the last contact. He said, congratulations on crashing.
But what went on in that car?
Yeah, gotta.
Rob and Max seem to have a good relationship. He always No, go ahead. So what did he say?
So at 4:31 p.m. I get, what time are you guys starting up on Friday? 2 question marks. And I let it sit for about an hour and a half. And I reply.
By design?
Yeah. And I reply, 9. Just the number 9.
9.
And he replies, I'll be there.
Ooh, he'll be there.
I'll be there.
Like
tomorrow.
In the studio?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, good.
A spicy meatball.
But I did not reply to that because I was curious to see if he would follow up.
Or is it a spicy chorizo?
That's wonderful.
It could be delicious
sausage.
Good.
That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. And what?
Should we make sure we get extra security?
No.
Mac, we're going to need you to stay here until tomorrow's show.
That's not where my mind went, Oscar. My mind went in this direction. My mind said that he might be a no-show. That's kind of the way he rolls.
He's no-showed in the past.
But we're going to have a show regardless, so it's not like we're counting on him.
He's doing I'll meet you outside type of bit.
No. Now, you mentioned that. You seem to be going down the violence road. Is there a reason for that? Are you worried? Did you do something to
that little
piss him
guy?
off?
No. And by the time he got to me, I'd put Rob in front of me.
That's right. wall of
Rob,
human
take a bullet
flesh.
for you.
Absolutely.
He would.
For you.
Well, no.
So you don't think there's
I'd
any?
move faster
Yes,
than
sir.
Rob and hide behind Rob. Rob wouldn't move.
This counter moves faster than Rob.
Yes. But I mean, you know what? That bullet would go through him like lime jello. It
would look like one of those tests, those slow motion tests you see.
Yeah, where it just goes like that. There was absolutely no resistance.
No.
Unless it hit the liver.
That's right.
And then it would be crash, bang, boom. Then
you would watch the bullet dissolve. It'd be like watching
kind of
Alka-Seltzer.
This is a morbid discussion. So my thing is,
Yes.
I will believe it when I see it
Sure.
that he pops in, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But I'm not holding my breath, nor will I be overly disappointed.
I'm rooting for him, Mike.
I'm not.
Yeah, because. Well, but here now, why aren't you? Because you just don't like interns.
Well, yeah, you know, there's always that, but also it shouldn't have had to come to this.
It took a lot of work to get him to respond, and I'm not quite sure. But if he comes in on Friday, we'll ask him about that.
Sure.
How you doing? How's your
There
life?
are
What's
heads
happening?
of state that respond faster.
Exactly.
This is true. This is true. And speaking of heads of state, lots going on in the world. And
A very,
listen,
very exciting time, isn't it?
I understand you people that liked political persuasions, and I'm sorry that all of you are saying
You
now
snooze, you lose.
we wish we had it.
Lost and lost.
The people that listen every week, I'm grateful
Yeah.
for you, and we needed more people to do that, and we didn't get them, and that's just the reality of the situation. And we can't bring people in, 3-4 people to produce a show every week when there are other shows and other enterprises that require the attention.
And I ask
wish
you
it
one
could keep
question
going.
about those
Yeah, go right ahead.
documents.
Yes.
Don't they look like they just don't look like real transcripts? You know what I mean?
They're not real transcripts.
Okay, what are they then?
They are memorandi that are written by yes, Rob Spiewak.
I wonder if Dietrich Bader has an opinion on those transcripts because he is joining us now.
Diedrich, not Dietrich. It's
Diedrich.
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 Well, is he on now? We can get his Diedrich Bader is. Hi, Diedrich. How are you?
Hey, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great. You got a radio tour today, which most actors we've interviewed say just about the greatest thing to do in the world.
The best thing you could possibly do. This is when I got into the business. I didn't want to be on the radio, but just to do interviews from really, really early in the morning.
Interviews one after the other all the way. I thought it was cool that you tweeted out your little schedule list because I was like checking competitors on the list from my past, not currently. I don't worry about that.
It's all in order of importance, and you are number 2.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you know what? I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure I stay on time here because there's nothing more embarrassing for a radio personality than to have a publicist come on and go,
I'm sorry, that's all that you have with him right now.
That's always very
Oh, my
embarrassing.
God,
All right.
yeah. You got to be keeping in line, that's for sure. I'm sure
Absolutely.
you've lined up an incredible list of great questions for me. I'm so excited.
That's good. Me too. Me too. No, I'm excited to have you on the show. American Housewife premieres Friday night on ABC. You're the long-suffering hubby who loves the dear woman. I have to ask you, the first question that pops to mind, why, when you started the show, when the producers started the show, why Westport, Connecticut? Because I'm a Connecticut native who lived in the central part of the state, and what you should know about Connecticut, people, Westport, that part of the world, is a foreign country because it is so phenomenally wealthy. Was it just the wealth? Is that what did it, Diedrich?
That's how you start. Okay. That's your first question.
That is my first question because I'm from Connecticut, and I was curious about that.
No, I'm kidding.
Curious.
One of the showrunners, Kenny Schwartz, is actually from Westport, and so I think that's why he chose that particular town. The creator of the show, Sarah, wanted to pick a town that was a really wealthy town, like Westport or Greenwich or whatever.
Right.
I think she's from a town in, it's kind of her story. She moved for her special needs kid to a wealthy town because the public school has a mandate to take care of them and also the taxes to be able to afford it. So it was just a matter of picking one. She didn't want to pick the town that she currently lives in because then she would be drummed out of town. So the idea was picking another one. And I think that Kenny, having grown up there and knowing that not only was it a wealthy town when he was there, but it's now even wealthier. I think that was the
All right.
that was the
All right.
deciding
I understand.
process.
By the way, something about me, because it's always about me, Diedrich, you should know that I actually moved my family to South Florida because I have a 6-year-old son, and when he gets old enough, when he's about 35, I want his primary mode of transportation to be a bicycle. That's why I decided to. Anyway, that's
No
neither here nor there.
T-shirt, just bicycle.
Not just a T-shirt.
Diedrich, you are the definition of a working
as long as
actor.
he's not riding on one of those birds.
The bird scooters.
Watch out for the bird scooters.
My God, I see kids running those things. I feel like running them down. I just feel like running them down.
Oh, that's so dark. So very, very dark.
Because there are major streets here in Los Angeles. You know, people go 50, 55 miles an hour all the time down these streets. I mean, Beverly, the street that's just north of me, people treat it like a highway. And I will see kids on these birds with no helmets on, and they're just in the middle of the lane. They're doing ba-do-do-do-do. And it's really like maybe social Darwinism. I'm thinking, should I take them out of the gene pool?
Oh,
Thin the herd, Diedrich. Thin the herd. That's
And in the herd, you got to call sometimes.
are you bumming out now that Veep is over? I mean, that's just that had to be such a joy for an actor just to be around the energy of that cast with Julia Louis-Dreyfus and everybody else, just a mile a minute. And it seems I've watched a lot of interviews with people that have been associated with that show, a lot of passion with that kind of a run. And being a big part of that, you had to feel the same way, I would imagine.
Oh, totally. I couldn't believe that I was cast on it. I couldn't believe I was working with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, the legend herself. I mean, Hugh Laurie is like a god to me, so the fact that I was working with him, the rest of the cast is just incredible. Armando, the creator of the show, is just remarkably talented and funny and just kind of a genius. And I mean, I'm sad. Am I sad that it's over? No, not necessarily sad that it's over, because I wasn't a regular on the show, and that would be heartbreaking. But I was heartbroken. I have to admit, I was a little heartbroken that Julia didn't win the Emmy. I just wanted it for her. Not that Fleabag isn't a great show and that lead isn't a great lead. It just, Julia came back from cancer to do the last year of Veep. And was there every day as a producer, and also is in show business, I guess, which is kind of limiting my circle here, is the nicest person I've ever met. Is just genuinely a very nice person.
Did you go? Did you go Sunday night? Did you go Sunday night to the Emmys?
And so, I mean, after you've been with her and known her for years, it kind of becomes like a cult around Julia, because she's so amazingly just a generous, sweet, lovely person, and an incredible performer that's always prepared and always generous to the other performers, that, you just want her to do well. And I mean, I'll miss seeing Julia and the rest of the cast, but I have American Housewife, and that makes me happy.
Yep, and that premieres Friday night on ABC. Did you go, by the way? Did you go to the Emmys on Sunday night?
I did not. I was driving back from Santa Barbara, and I just didn't feel like putting on a tuxedo. I went to a wedding of my relative on Saturday, way in Northern California, so that was kind of like our stopping point, and I didn't want to drive anymore, and that was kind of it. Plus, I wasn't nominated for anything, so I just drove home.
Okay. I just was wondering whether you hung out. Hey, how many DJs on your radio tour today will ask you to say, bow to your sensei, as Rex Kwan does? Yes, bow to your sensei.
I tell you what, you are the first one today, so that's something.
Oh, that means the people in Oklahoma didn't do it? Damn it, I'm so bummed
Point
about
of order,
that.
though, you didn't ask him to do it. You just asked if anyone did. So,
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
There we are. Important distinction. Thank you.
Listen to me. I have to say, that show, and we don't have enough time to talk about it, that movie, the whole concept of that, give me 20 seconds. What the hell were they doing? How did it become? I mean, I'm addicted to it. I never stop. I stop on it all the time. There's nothing like it out there. And how did they come up with that?
Distinctive voice. That's the thing that I always look for, like Office Space. Every movie that I really genuinely want to be a part of. That are, they're not studio films. They don't have any money. They don't really pay you very well. But to me, they're written by one person. They have a very distinctive voice, and that's the thing that really appeals to me. Napoleon was a tiny, tiny little picture, but my agent sent it to me saying, you shouldn't do this. But I could not stop laughing when I read it. And it's because once you drop into somebody's world that they've created and it's distinctive, it's something I want to be a part of. And I love that movie. I'm really genuinely proud of that. That one and Office Space are probably my two favorites.
Was the effort in that movie, was the effort to make the characters awkward? I have trouble getting my head around why, it's just, the genius of it is that it's so completely awkward from start to finish. And did you discuss that? Was that what they were going for? And that's the last question I'll ask you about Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, it's all in the script. It's all like it's all very clear how people speak and their cadence and everything. And remember, it was a short film first, and they went to Slam Dance with like a 5-minute film of Jared's, and it's just so distinctive that a producer saw it and was like, okay, here's $250,000, which sounds like a lot of money until you know that the last Avengers cost $500 million.
God, I mean, really,
when
when you think of that,
those two,
Rob's giving me the wrap-up sign here.
Just a quick question.
Quick, go ahead, Oscar.
When did you flee Alexandria, Virginia? When did you
that's
leave?
right. I forgot you're an Alexandria guy.
Yeah, no, I went to school in North Carolina School of the Arts in Winston-Salem, and then I moved back for a little bit, and then I left, let's see, what year? Probably 1988, so a very long time ago. It's a sweet little town, though, a little jewel box of a town.
You remember the Don and Mike show, the Morning Zoo with Don and Mike back in '88? That's when we were there. Do you remember our radio? Okay.
Hey, there you go.
He's lying. He's lying. Real quick before we go, who's the biggest a-hole you ever worked with, or that Edric Adershay worked with? Who's the biggest a-hole?
You know I can't say that. He's still alive.
Diedrich, good luck. American Housewife, Friday night ABC. Thank you. Good luck with the rest of the radio tour. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys, and you will always be my number 2.
Thank you very much. That's good.
Nice
That's
guy.
good to do that in
is
that
a pro.
rapid fire.
A
That is
pro.
absolutely
A true
10
pro.
minutes. We had him.
Fantastic.
T.C. Williams graduate, Mike.
T.C. Williams.
T.C. Williams,
Yeah.
which was the movie. What was the movie that?
Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. That's what that was about. That's very.
He was
cool.
the quarterback on that team.
You'll always be my number.
Maybe.
2.
I don't know. I might
That's
have my
a great-
wires crossed.
That's a great way to do it. So I'm sorry we didn't get to it, but Rob, I had to, and Rob had the music queued up for Napoleon Dynamite. You were going to play that. You were going to play him in with that.
If
right?
if it came up, but I mean, it is a great music bed.
Also, if you think about
It's called Bus Rider, Mike.
Right.
the body of work, he's going to his 4th season of American Housewife.
Right.
And also the
Absolutely.
thing is he's connected to so many iconic things. Not only is he a working actor, as you said, anyone who's in Office Space will always
Drew
live on
Carey
forever.
show. Go
Drew
back to the
Carey
Drew
show.
Carey
show.
Yeah.
Right.
And also I was curious, Drew Carey show very different than American Housewife in that that's a in front of a live studio audience one, and then Housewife is a one-camera shoot, and he does them both so well. The greatest thing about
we didn't
Housewife,
get a chance to ask him about that because I'd like to know with the pacing of all these different shows and these different projects, and I didn't get to ask him my Catherine question because that guy's got to kill it in auditions.
Oh,
to
of
have the
course.
body of work
Yeah.
Of course.
that he's had. He's been in a million. I mean, I looked at that filmography. It was never ending. It
Doesn't
just went
stop.
on and on and on because everything he's in, he's distinctive in, and he's the classic good-looking guy that plays in the comedy. He really he does a nice job.
he's been at it a long time.
I would like to ask Mike a question.
Yes.
When you had agents that actually worked for you,
Yeah.
Vigorous
did
agents.
any of your agents say, don't take something and you took it?
Totally different because the agents that we had were radio agents, and it's just getting a radio job, and it's playing on one particular gig, which is a radio gig, and the only thing that we would do, and we did this, and I can admit to it now, we would play radio stations off against one another, over the years. That happened occasionally, but really the majority of work I did with my agents were negotiating and renegotiating contracts, as you know, Oscar.
Yes.
Having been in that world, and Rob knows a little bit about it as well, where you would sit there, and I'll never forget that we were, I think I was up in Maine, and we were having constant phone calls. And up there, it was just weird because, you're in the middle of dealing with your
your family, and you're negotiating.
When you get the call, it's probably a phone that has a bell and a cord.
It's absolutely a phone with a bell and a cord, Rob. It was. And we're up there trying to do that. And we had an agent. Don and I had an agent called Don Ephraim. And he was out of Chicago.
Nice.
He was based out of Chicago. His claim to fame at the time was that he represented Siskel and Ebert.
Right.
Yes.
And he would come on, and his standard line to us was always, "Stay cool, guys. Stay cool," because we were always like, it would sound like, "I've got the latest on our negotiation with the Infinity Broadcasting," and on our end you'd hear, and you got something in your phone there?
I'm actually looking at the quote I had about an agent that told us once, the late Bob Eatman. Bob Eatman,
the Eatman brothers, who represented. Who did they have? I'm trying to think who they had. They had
everybody.
Did they have Opie and Anthony?
They have everybody. They had Adam Carolla, Opie and Anthony, the Junkies, ourselves, everybody who was anybody. Which is, by the way, you don't want that young broadcaster, someone that has everybody can negotiate against yourself. Because they can say, hey, we'll give you a deal next time. Take these guys.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
You're not a priority.
I remember he said, and this is right when WHFS, the rock station, Mike, flipped formats, and then we had a job doing overnights at WJFK that Cameron Gray was kind enough to give us a shot on, and we had that for, I would say, 2 months, and we get a call from Baltimore that says, hey, we got middays in Baltimore, love for you to come up and take that slot. We were doing overnights at WJFK. We call our agent, and he's like, guys, I wouldn't leave WJFK. It is a heritage talk station. You go to Baltimore, that station flips formats more than most stations in the country. We said, Bob, you don't know what you're talking about. It's middays in Baltimore. We want to be a big fish in a small pond because that's what the line they sold us on.
Right.
And, and that changed the trajectory of our entire career because if we would have stayed at WJFK, we would have at least had a little more, I would say, of a steady Eddie career than running around the country trying to figure out what was next.
Wow. I didn't know they told you that. I didn't know the Eatman guy was savvy to know the radio business. They were exclusive radio guys.
Yes.
Our agent, Don Ephraim, represented Siskel and Ebert with the, at the movies back in the day. And I'll never forget at the end of a contract, he said, and we were traveling a lot. We were on a plane all the time, going different places and seeing different affiliates around the country. And he got us a clause in our contract that we got first class air travel. And I remember,
wasn't that one of the final? Wasn't that like
final
the button,
things in the
button on the
final
contract?
things? And we're like,
Sounds
I don't
amazing.
care about that. What are you gonna do? And he got it, and we never ever appreciated enough that he had gotten that tiny little perk for us.
Yes.
And seasoned veterans with agents know what to ask for and know what they get. But the difference is out there, the agents that people in TV and film get, they get you in the door, but you've got to do it. And so
you got to get the job.
It's the agent, but this guy, when you see that big a filmography, that is a guy that's known as a go-to, as a reliable. That's
also
exactly
probably a
how
good
it
guy,
happens.
easy to work with.
Yeah, it sounds
That's
like
why you see the same people in all these television shows. It's not that big a club, and I pray for that for my daughter someday.
It was Bob Eatman, again, just passed.
Right.
That I went to go visit him. He lived in the Palisades in Los Angeles. Never been to Los Angeles in my life. Went by myself. And when we were in Phoenix, Arizona, and he said, let's go to lunch. So we go to lunch. And in back of us was sitting Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And he knows her because their kids play soccer together and they live in the same neighborhood.
It's a small town still. It's still a small town.
And he goes, would you like to meet? And so I'm like, I'm awkward and sweaty, and I have like a shirt with a bunch of embroidering on it because that's what was cool back then. And I'm telling you, as a 25-year-old, and you're meeting someone you've been watching on television your entire
whole life,
like adolescence. You sit there and you're like, Nice to meet you. I might have given her the dead fish hand because I did not know what to do or how to do
I didn't know you met her.
Yeah, it was
That's
nuts.
Cool.
It was nuts.
Well, and she's never
Super
mentioned you in
cool.
any of the Emmy speeches.
No, not at all.
that's
Not
sad,
at all.
Right?
Oh, that's awesome. Well, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. Those are our stories of show business. And remember, we're number 2. And we're very happy about that. Absolutely.
You asked, and we listened. Now you can listen on Spotify. In our never-ending effort to make it easier for you to access our content, The Mike O'Mara Show can now be streamed on Spotify, just another platform that gives you full TMOS access. So go grab the show and listen, and spread the word. The more you know, the more we grow. TMOS on Spotify. Grab it.
The best of O'Mara.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a land long ago, far, far away, a lovely bride came to her husband and said, I'd like to pursue a career change. I'd like to do something new and exciting. And I said, why? Why? Carla came to me and said, it's time for me to get back into the workforce, but I don't wish to get back to the office manager, court reporting biz that I was in. It was just not my cup of tea. I've always wanted to dabble in the world of beauty.
Was she actually in the courtroom with the thing that has like 17 buttons doing the transcript?
God, she's not a court reporter. She dealt with the lawyers and the
Depositions.
court reporters.
Oh, okay, all
as
right.
a liaison.
Oh, okay.
As a liaison.
She was the
And
glue that held the system together.
I forgot what day it was, but whatever day it was, there was one day of the week where the law firms schedule all their crap at the last minute. And it was her. She would invariably come home in the worst mood in the
Or her
of the
Waterloo.
week because it was just it's the way law firms do it.
Right.
They schedule their stuff at the last minute. So anyway, fast forward to down here.
Right.
My son's in school now, public school, takes the bus every day, and Carla has decided she wants to dive back into the workforce. And Mike O'Mara over here saying, that podcast ain't getting anybody rich. I said, you go.
Dual
you go
economy.
right ahead.
Dual
You- what?
economy. Dual economy.
Dual
Dual
economy.
economy. Dual economy. Well, is
Rob's wife works.
Dual household
Oscar's
economy.
wife works.
Yes.
And I said, you know what? Let's dab.
No.
And I said, what do you want to do? She said, I
said,
want to go to
wanna-
school.
I want to start a podcast.
No. She said, I want to go to
Carcast.
school.
I think there is
And
one.
I give her the Napoleon sound when she says that because school means,
That means money out the door before any money
Someone's
comes
gotta
in the window.
invest in
Right,
the
yeah.
education of
Yeah.
the school.
I said, oh, you want to go to school, huh? So I said, she wants to go to school to be an esty.
Esty.
Or, that's the short for esthetician.
I thought that's where
And,
she would make woodworking products and sell them online on Etsy.
No,
No.
Oh.
This is esthetician.
that is what is known in the business, Mike, as a sleepy pun.
A skin specialist
Ah,
is what
got
she
it, got
wants
it,
to
got it,
be.
got it.
And that's what she is. And that's what she is technically licensed to do now. She is getting her hours, which they have to do also to get the final license. And but her classroom work is completed. And now every day she's coming in with the stories of eyebrow tinting and all the different stuff.
Right.
Now, as we've gone on, we have discussed that Ms. Carla has 2 routes to go. She can go work for some sort of operation spa that has these type of things, but you'll be interested to know that in the great capitalist United States of America, it's pretty amazing that these places you go where they charge you all that money
Yes.
for
Yeah.
these treatments,
Yes.
they don't pay dick. Okay?
No, I think it's probably
They
a
don't.
very tip-driven industry, right?
It is tip driven, but it's also exploitive.
Let's stay away
And,
from Dick and Tip in this conversation.
And so, but here's the thing: they don't really. They take these poor kids that come out of these schools, and they do. Well, Carla,
And adults.
yeah.
and
My
adults,
mom was
and-
an esthetician for almost 25 years.
Yeah, and you know what? They're the skilled ones. They're
Yeah.
the ones that do it.
Right.
So I said, you branch out on your own. But anyway, before she makes
Little
any
O'Reilly there.
decisions, so I say, Carla, go out and do something on your own. So she says, yeah, fine, I'll do it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So she doesn't know what she's going to do, but she does know that at least whatever element it is, she'll do stuff on her own as well, even if she works
On the
for
side.
a place.
Yes.
On the side. Or that might be what she does like right out of the gate. That's my recommendation because I'm like, you know what you're doing. You're very popular at your school with the public because now they work on the cheap people to come in to get the public stuff.
Mhm.
And what was that?
I hit a button by
Fingers.
accident.
What was that? All right. Anyway, so she you want What are you doing?
What?
Right. Sorry, I'm just watching your. You know, when you move your hands around, sometimes it's like looking at the sun getting blocked there like that. I was wondering where you were going to play something.
No. I'm moving something.
What are you moving?
So I'm changing a promo placement.
Oh, okay. We're just curious about what was happening because we didn't know if you're going to play music for this.
No,
or
I'm not going to play music.
We didn't know.
So getting back to this, she is wanting a name, and I call myself the namer. I'm good at names. I've given lots of people
you're the
names.
namer?
Yeah, I'm the namer.
Okay.
I'm the namer guy, right?
Well,
that's your thing,
Give
right?
us some examples.
Nicknames for people.
Yeah.
You know, I've done that a little bit.
Yeah, but give us some like real world examples.
Honor Incorporated, which was my corporation.
I love it.
Yeah, I did
I never
that.
knew it was called that. That's great.
So I called
O'Mara's.
Yep. He named this podcast.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and also a lot of people don't know that when we met Matt,
he thinks like the idiot one. That's clever. How about that for clever?
A lot of people don't know this. Maddie's real name is Sally.
Yeah, exactly. Diego.
Yes, you did that. You did that.
Yes, you did do that.
And you know what? Back in the day, I do believe you were the one that called me Rob A.
Yeah. And
staying power.
The original idea I had that nobody else had, the golden ticket idea.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, no, political persuasions was your idea.
Okay.
That was your idea.
Mm-hmm.
I was just giving your partner
cake and cookies.
Cake.
You did name cake and cookies. That's true.
Did I?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm good at naming. I don't
you
remember.
You're the namer.
I'm not good at memory. So I blast out.
Yes.
On the computer, about 10 names for Carla.
Mm-hmm.
Skin by Carla, that type of
I like
thing.
that.
You know, which is she takes 10 names, and I said, where are those names that I gave you? She said, I threw them away. They were sitting on my desk. No, she threw them away. That was this morning's discussion. She said, I didn't like any of the names you gave me.
Well, you see,
and
this calls for an absolute spitballing, brainstorming session. Because even though we are very different, we all have a sort of synergy when we come together and think of things.
But we would not do it on air because somebody would swat
and I'm not doing this on air.
URL.
This is not why I'm here.
Yes.
You're thinking ahead. You're Rubik's cubing, and I'm opening this up to the listeners to do this.
Play the Pop-O-Matic bubble.
I would. They can play the game, and because I don't want to spend any more time than I need.
Not when your wife
is
throwing away your names.
She threw my names away, so I'm turning it over. And
hateful,
incidentally, what do you call? Speaking of Big O and Dukes, what do you call it on the no shtick zone?
No shtick zone,
right?
Yeah.
No shtick zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm out.
There's so many little. Yeah, I know you are. There's so many people that are looking for their opportunity to amuse. But I wrote down. I have her give me a list of stuff she does.
Now, when you did you
wants
have
to have a name
puns?
like what's it?
Did you have any puns?
Want puns.
I know, I'm just wondering what you did that didn't sit well with her.
She didn't like it. I was trying to be really serious about it.
All right.
And give her an
like
idea.
Carla's fun zone, would you give her?
Oh no.
I did. It's she liked. We had a huge fight.
Yes,
because
fights.
she wanted to call.
Fight.
She likes the glow. After you get a facial, you get that glow.
Yeah.
And she said, "How about day glow?" I said, "That's a tennis ball color."
Day glow orange.
Orange is a color.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I said, because you're 12 years old and I'm 100. That's why you've never heard of day glow. Day glow. So we have this fight. She says, I like day glow. And then she latches on to day glow.
What if you wanted to glow at night?
She doesn't like glow.
How about this?
She likes day glow. Day glow is a stupid color. It's not what you call a facial place.
What you could do is a compromise with a motto, and you have a different name, but you say, when our customers leave the store, day glow.
Now, a motto is not bad, Rob.
Day glow.
Right.
A motto is not bad. Something underneath the name.
Yeah.
That's, you know what? That's cool, too.
Or like
I'll
when
take
they answer
that.
the phone, it's a wonderful day at Dayglow, or like something like that, something that rolls off the tongue.
I really I'm not so into day glow, but I like the notion of glow.
Oh,
I do too.
The song.
I do too.
Dayglow.
Oh, yeah, the banana boats.
Well, isn't there an art? Isn't there? No, that's Deo.
But we changed that.
That's Harry.
We changed that.
Yes, we make it our own.
Okay. All right. I know you're doing it. I'm not going to let you two do this. I'm not letting you
We're
two do this.
trying to
You're not.
help.
You're not.
If you have a
you're trying to
song
entertain.
that already
you're following
works,
the prime. You're following
we
the
could
prime
get
directive.
that song from Belafonte.
I
think he's
I'm trying to feed
passed.
my
I'm
family.
sure his estate was like, hey, you want to give me $20 for that? Why not?
I am trying to feed my family here. That's what I'm trying to do. So
how does that go
she
again?
offers basic facial,
Yes,
deluxe facial, including neck and shoulders, and
glow.
And I got no eyebrows.
I hate you both.
Hey, glow.
Decolette, whatever that is.
Glow.
Back treatments, ultimate facial, epi-wave and microderm abrasion, tinting lashes and brows, waxing services, no men.
No all-stars.
Brows,
there
lip,
goes my
chin,
idea, then.
arm, leg, tweeze the arch. Ooh, tweeze
The
my
Arch. That's the name of the show.
Let's see. And masks, collagen and paraffin masks.
I
That's what she does, if anybody. And it's skin treatment.
I have a name that is not taken, and I bet you the URL isn't either.
Is it Tweeze the Arch?
No, it's something I learned in Phoenix. In Phoenix, you don't need a lawn because you have Zeroscape.
Okay.
So for the waxing, Zeroscape.
What did he just say? What?
He's saying that
Phoenix,
they instead of landscaping down there, they call it Zeroscaping.
You
because there's no
immediately
grass.
go down there, and she's not really doing cartwheels about that particular procedure.
Well, I'm just, if you're looking for menu items, Zeroscape.
Zeroscape.
Sounds futuristic.
Or
Zeroscape
something more
sounds
traditional.
like,
How about this?
Moonscape. What?
How about Speewax? And as a gift, you could use me in the marketing.
Look what you did to your brother. He went under the table.
You can use me in the marketing.
Speewax.
Put me on the sign.
Yeah, that's what. When I think of skincare, I want to use you.
Yeah.
Bald head.
Yeah. When you want to glow,
Speewax.
it's
Yeah.
a Speewax.
And it'll be your traditional like still shot with your mouth open. Is that what it's going to be? Your little. Right.
Exactly.
Well, anyway,
You'll
there
be
it is.
turning
So-
people away.
Thank you. I told her, she said to me this morning, as she was bringing me my Special K quiche that she microwaved. By the way,
I've never
absolutely
heard of
delicious.
such a product.
They're low calorie breakfast quiches, not quiches. No, they're low calorie breakfast frittatas,
And they're made by Special
They're little
K?
bricks. You know the kind of eggs you get when they do the microwaved eggs in the hotels.
Yeah,
like
square
the
eggs.
Hampton Inn.
Yeah.
Right. The square. These are a little different. They got seasoning and stuff in them, and they're and things, and they're delicious.
They're made by
really,
Special K.
There is a submission from the control room if you'd like to hear it.
Always.
I'd like to hear it if I know who it comes from. Does
It's,
it come from a guy named Bloom?
A guy named Pony Bloom.
What? Yeah. Okay. Lay it on me.
Okay. Oh, you know what, Pony? You text it to me. You tell him.
Yeah.
I just thought if you want to, let people know it's going to be a nice, quick, easy in and out, we call it the glow and go.
Glow and go, or go and glow.
Yes.
Well, glow and go is pretty good.
Yeah.
Glow and go is pretty
Ampersand, A-N-D, or letter N.
good. Yeah. How about Captain Glow?
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Glomeras.
All right, now see now I'm
Glomeras!
That's it. Glomeras.
Yes!
no. So that's it. I've done my
Look,
job.
you can make a fortune. There's a place called Dry Bar down the street that literally just blow dries women's hair, and they make a fortune. That's all they do. It's called Dry Bar. I walk by every time, I'm like, man, that smells great. I wonder what they do in there. Oh, they just blow dry people's hair.
That's all they do.
That's all they do. Is that right, Maddie? I don't know enough about it.
I've never been, but yeah, people will pay like $50 just to get a blowout. It's crazy.
Yes.
So is that like the lady
Isolate
jumps
that.
out of the shower in the morning and doesn't have time to do? Because I know from living with women that it takes a long time for hair to be blow dried.
Yeah.
So is this for the busy person that just needs it to be styled? Really? And
I think
is
it's
that what
more
we're talking?
styling and more for special events.
Do you come in with wet hair? Do they wet your hair for you?
I don't know. I've never been.
No,
We should go.
No, I should not go.
The way I understand it, Mike, is you get off of work at 5 o'clock. You got a big meeting to go to, or maybe a cocktail party or a mixer. You go in there. Maybe you need to just kind of like freshen up, and then they blow out your hair. Like,
It's the equivalent of Don Draper shaving when he gets off work. Just looking
All
your
right.
best.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
interesting. That's
Yeah.
a very city-fied thing, and they're making a fortune. Huh?
what about Glow Bar? Oh, bingo, bingo.
Because
Pony,
I
get
guarantee
on it
you-
now. It's live. Make sure you buy that URL.
we're not doing it. We're
Glow
not buying
Bar.
it yet. Just
Glow
gotta- just gotta
Bar.
sign off on
And
it.
because there will
Glow
be
Bar.
drinking there. They always in those places, they provide you with a
Well,
glass of wine. So
I
Glow
love
Bar is
that.
great.
You need a license for that.
I think if you not if you don't charge it.
Well, because Mike, the one thing that they always told, like I guess they teach you, these entrepreneurs, is say when you explain your company, you explain it in a certain way. Say it's like Dry Bar, but for estheticians.
Oh, you take something that's set and you use it. That's part of your elevator pitch, right?
Already taken.
Glow Bar?
Glow Bar is a 30-minute facials.
You should be a goddamn mortician.
30-minute
30-minute facials.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's by the way, Express Facials. That's another thing she does. 30 minutes or less.
What about how about this? 15-minute facials.
9-minute facials.
7-minute abs.
Two little chipmunks sitting on a fence. Remember that old tale from the sea? Step into my office.
Why?
Because you're f***ing fired. So that's it.
We're here to help,
done.
Mike. We're here to
And by the way, she is foregoing her graduation ceremony. She's foregoing her graduation ceremony to attend our 10th anniversary weekend in Las Vegas. So
I think it's a wise choice.
Sweet.
A wise
Very
choice.
sweet.
That's very, very kind of her.
Should people message you privately with names? Because once you go public with them.
No. Public's fine.
No,
Public's
public,
fine.
then people take the URLs, Mike. You got to protect your IP.
Really? Are people that dickish,
That's
Send
all,
me a P.
That's all they
Send
do.
me a PM.
I'm telling you, somebody already owns Spiwax with an X.
They can have
I
it.
just did.
Worst candle ever.
No, PM Carla. PM Carla.
Oh, no.
That's a good
Why?
name. That's a name for the place. PM Carla.
Can you stop for a second? Can you stop, Checky, just for 1 second as I'm trying to figure out
They're
how
only
she's contacted
open in the
here?
afternoon.
Exactly. Evening hours.
No, that's not going to be the case. But anyway, well, no. I mean, I figured now I have a headache.
How about they
have a
filter
low-grade
through our mailbag here? Then nobody has to deal with
Because
anybody
it's
personally.
I don't care. Do whatever you want.
All right.
Contact me any way you want. That's
Okay,
fine.
that's
It
good.
doesn't matter. I did this as a solid for my
Your wife.
lady.
Your wife.
And dermaplaning. She offers that too. Whatever
Oh, okay.
that is. I think that's like where they take your face and they put it on they go to a wood shop.
Exactly.
And then they slide your cheek across and it planes the skin off.
It makes you glow, and it's great for weight loss.
Right.
It was really big in Guantanamo roughly 3 years ago, and then they banned it.
dermaplaning.
Yes.
Another sleepy pun.
I thought it was above your head.
I don't think it was.
Well, how did you understand
get
it?
It was torture.
I don't-
and they outlawed the torture.
Yeah, thank you.
See?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Guantanamo
It
Bay.
wasn't even close though. Waterboarding had
yeah.
nothing to do with water.
Dermaplaning sounds like,
It sounds like torture.
Yes, yes.
It does sound like torture.
Not a sleepy
but
pun.
it's,
Not when you go to
it's,
PM Carla's. It's a delightful experience.
Yeah. What did you call it?
PM Carla's.
No. Stop.
Okay,
Stop.
that
you
one's off
latch
the
on,
table.
like
That's off the table.
No, it's Spiwax.
It's not that.
I just think that I offered her up.
Speedwax.
I offered her up.
Oh.
No, thank you.
Sounds like
I
a car
offered up
place.
some very, very nice names, and they're in the trash, and that hurt my feelings.
I
said,
should. A glow
I said
and-
I'll turn it over to the listeners. I don't
Glow
have
and
anything to
Go,
say
I think, is probably the best.
Glow and Go.
Yes.
Or go and glow because the glow
Yes,
is the result.
You'd go and then you'd glow.
Okay, I like that. What about
Go and glow.
What about
Go and glow.
on demand glow?
That's a gadgety name. He's trying to make it be like a gadget. I think it sort of cheapens the process.
Yeah, he turns everything into Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't
Sonic
work for me.
Glow, like Sonic Car Wash. Every time I'd go
Or
through it in
hamburgers.
Manassas, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Angel Glow.
Ooh.
like that.
Unless
I like
unless
the whole
you're
idea
atheist.
of, Angel Glow sounds nice.
But
That's
it
got a
also
nice,
could appeal to the Hispanic.
Angel
Angel glow.
Glow.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Welcome to Angel Glow by Carl.
What about this?
What?
Virgin Glow.
We're going to stay away from that area. Okay, thank you very much. I don't want it to make you're sexualizing it. It's now that makes me
No.
nervous.
Also,
No,
that
no.
would also really prevent return business.
Hey kids, where do you want to go for dinner?
Now Jim Amato is going to sell a veggie burger.
Amato burgers.
I love beef, but I'll take this.
You'll not believe the incredible Mike O'Mara burger.
This Amato veggie burger is fantastic.
Oh, God, these are good.
Welcome to Amato's, Pittsburgh's favorite burgers.
It says 100% guaranteed, you moron.
At Amato's, we pack our burgers with top quality cuts of beef and prepare everything with tender love and care.
Did they teach you that here, Brad?
If you're hungry for laughs, why not try the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show? Supersize the fun with a yearly subscription at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Yeah, don't just stare at it, eat it.
The best of O'Mara.
Oscar came in with something we have to lead with today.
Absolutely.
It did crack me up. And then later on, we're going to get the football picks. And then after that, we're going to get Nikki Diamond. And then we're going to have news you may not need. We're going to play some wacky sounds. And then we're going to hang out for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to tape a bonus show. And then we're going to finish the bonus show. We'll probably have a little business meeting for 30 seconds. Then we're going to turn everything off. And you guys and I, we're going to go our separate ways. Then I am going to go to my kitchen, make myself a little lunch. I'm going to sit in a chair for a little bit. Then I am going to go to the car, and I'm going to get in line at the elementary school where you have to get in line 7 hours early
to
pick up my son and his best friend, and then I will take both of them to the Cocoonville driving range where the golf pro Ryan will teach both of them how to hit golf balls, and I will look on amusedly in the 94-degree weather. I will then take them back to the home, and I will dump them with my wife.
Is it roughly 5 p.m. now?
A fifth of whiskey.
What? Is that about 5 p.m. when the golf lesson winds up? I'm just trying to timeline it.
I no, it is probably closer to 4:15ish.
Okay, all right, okay, that's better. Better, yeah.
That would be
What time do you actually spend with two kids?
That would be 2:15 to only about 3 hours.
That's not bad,
2.5 hours.
right?
No.
And also,
fine.
when you're
just making it sound worse than it is.
When they're with Ryan, you're not really with them, right? You're just sort of observing them.
I'm just standing up there. I'm hitting my own balls.
Yeah. How are they in the car? Are they fun in the car? I always used to let the kids talk in the back seat and listen in like I wasn't listening.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's a different language.
Yeah.
It's a different language.
What do they talk about?
They talk about
girls, just broads.
They just talk in this different language. I might get some if they're on something on a good riff. I'll lay it down. I'll ask Donnie's father if I can do that.
That's cool.
But anyway, this is a big thing, and Oscar has visual aids for us that he sent in here about an automobile that you like to go. You like to go online and check stuff out.
Yeah,
and you like to bid for stuff, and you've had cars shipped to you. You're not afraid of a big ticket item getting it on one of these online services. If you think you're getting the right deal.
I get a third party inspection. I've purchased vehicles on eBay. I've done it on Auto Trader.
Is it bravery? Is it urgency? Is it the excitement? What drives you to use these out of the ordinary ways of automobile purchase?
It's
or the search of the bargain.
It's the zeal for the deal.
The zeal.
Is this
for
that
the deal.
gazillion-dollar SUV that you're looking at?
Don't read ahead, man. We're working here. We're working together.
I'm sorry, but I'm just curious about what it looks like. That's what nice scene.
So.
Go ahead, start.
I go to a business mixer after work last night. Saw our friend Jackie Kucinich from the Daily Beast. Mike, we're all fans of her. You see her on MSNBC all the time.
Very talented lady.
Say hello, meet her husband, have a fantastic evening. It ends early, around 8:30. I call my wife and I say, I'm coming home. Do you want to have dinner together? She said, I already ate, and I know what she ate. Because she likes eating this dish, which is grapes and yogurt, and that's not something that I'm going to get into.
That's
or
why
want
she's
to.
fit. That's why she is fit.
Yeah. So I say, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to have dinner down the street by myself. Dinner for one. I have no qualms with that.
It's an interesting relationship, isn't it, Rob? Well, we all have them, but it's interesting.
Everyone has their.
Am I going to go home and eat
singular peculiarities?
What are my options at home? I've got grapes and yogurt or a burrito that she'll heat up, and I'll watch the news by myself.
You don't really stock a fridge, do you?
No.
Yeah, the difference is,
and she's eating all my kettlebell meals. Those are gone.
Look, I've been there. I know what you're talking about. I understand. It's the idea of going to a restaurant, but see, this is the city boy, where you can go
it's
just
a block
down the
away.
street. and you can sit down by yourself.
Yes.
You
and,
belong to the city.
And watch the Caps. The Caps are playing.
Yes.
They're playing the Blues, Stanley
Yes,
Cup
they are.
champions.
Yes, Zang.
Zang,
sorry,
by the way.
Thank you. By the way, people looking for my Zang, you get Zangs during the playoffs.
Yeah.
You don't get Zangs during the regular
Did you give a
season.
Zang for the Nationals?
Did not give a Zang for the Nationals. Not a fan.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Sick burn.
Sorry,
What are you,
Barb.
What are you, a Rays fan?
Huh?
Rays fan?
Did the Rays win that game? Yes.
Who do you want to win is what I'm saying.
I want the Rays to win.
Okay, then
Tampa
you're
Rays.
Rays,
Did they
right?
beat
Yeah,
Oakland?
yeah.
Did they beat Oakland?
When I left, 4-1, yes.
All right.
But I'm not sure. Somebody confirmed.
I went to sleep at 9 o'clock last night.
Well, at 9 o'clock, I was having a piece of fish, right? The daily special, wherever the place it was. And
Pescatarian.
yes. Well, I said, what's special? And that was cheaper than anything else on the menu, so that's what I got.
I see. What? Do you want to shout out the restaurant?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I pay full price.
Why don't you want to? Why? Because
I pay full price. If you hook me up, you give me a free drink or something like that, I'm gonna shout you out.
Do you like the restaurant?
I do like the restaurant, but I pay full price.
Does it feature entertainment?
No.
I pay full price at Iguana Mia, but I mention it all the time. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
No,
Come on.
They
Come
probably
on.
they fill your margaritas up to the brim.
No, they don't.
They
I pay
don't?
the regular fare, and the only time I get a good break is when a listener gives me a gift certificate.
Okay, so
You want to do that again? Take the shot tighter, Maddie.
All right, go
at
ahead.
this
So-
place, you
yeah.
will get a little line item on your receipt that says friendly, and you'll get a discount. This happens once in a while. I did not.
I mean,
if
you've
you're a
been
friendly
You're
customer,
a friendly customer. Have you ever heard of that before?
a little weird.
I would
It's a
clean
little
up.
different.
I would clean
It's
up.
a little
If I
douchey.
knew that was a thing on that, I would be so nice.
It's a little douchey.
A little douchey.
It is, but I kind of like
Steve
it.
douchey. So
All
I
right,
sit
if
there.
I knew a restaurant was doing that, you know what I do the first time I went in there? And I'm sure they get this. The waiter would come over. I go, well, hello. Top of my lungs.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
And
I want to get to this
It's not
car
a
thing.
high-end restaurant. It's literally like just a dive bar almost, essentially. But they have
Okay.
a friendly line. And I usually get this friendly line. So when I get the friendly line, I'm like, all right. But for the past 2 months, I have not gotten the friendly line, and nothing has changed about me except for the wait staff. Right?
Really?
Yes.
It ain't me. It's you.
No. Look, there used to be a lot of very
ain't me.
very sweet AU, I guess, students.
I'm your fortunate son.
And then they
Or John
all went back
Fogerty.
to school. And now I got a lot of guys with man buns. And I get no friendlies anymore. I get no more friendly discounts. But I'm watching the Caps game. And I'm like, well, I got no one to talk to. I got a couple next to me that loves each other and is literally, having a good conversation. The couple to the left of me is probably cheating on their wives and husbands. I don't know what's happening there. So I'm just going to stare at my phone and stare at the TV. And I start to look at vehicles on eBay. And this is something I
do that a lot.
I like
You
to
do
do
that
this.
for fun.
It's a pastime.
Sure.
Right.
And I've been staring at this one vehicle for some time, and I said, well, this guy's getting no bids. This is the 5th week in a row I've seen this thing come up. Because what happens on eBay is you have a product expire, and they get reposted.
And this is sort of, I can relate to this because there's stuff that I will track on eBay, usually audio stuff or something Elvis or Beatles related, and you watch it and it hangs around.
Yes.
And you get to know even the name of the seller.
Yeah.
Because they will try to repost with different description because they got something they need to move.
So I get my third Jack and Coke in me.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
waiting for my what I thought was going to be fish. Then cheeseburger comes because I guess they got the wrong order from me. I don't know how that happened, but that's fine.
Did you take it?
I took whatever they gave me. I'm not going to send it back. I wanted a cheeseburger. Sounds great as well, right?
yeah, that's going to get you on the friendly line.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, Ab, I wanted fish and you gave me a cheeseburger? Thank you. Well, hello.
I bid on a vehicle.
Cool.
And my only note with the bid is it's an aggressive bid, but aggressive it is low. And I say, are you open to a third-party inspection with the bid? The car, now I will send you the initial photos of the car that I saw.
What is the year?
Like it's 2019. How unplugged are you?
I'm getting old, Rob.
Okay.
Hello.
You're friendly.
The year of this car is 1993.
This is a 93?
Yeah, but
26 years old.
But it's been rebuilt. So,
Now, I'm not going to ask numbers, but I will ask this. When you say aggressive bid,
Yes.
what kind of percentage under the asking price are you going?
I asked for a 50% off discount.
Wow.
Aggressive.
That's gutsy.
Well, it's like I said, fifth week I've seen this guy.
Yeah, but he's not going to sign your friendly line if
Are
you
you
keep
sending me
offering
the
that.
other pictures?
I'm sending you the picture, yes. So, I'm sending it to you. And
car's older than Maddie.
The guy has customized this car so well. It looks modern, and I think it's beautiful, honestly. So I'm like, oh, man. I was like, it's been on there for a while there. It's 1993.
Oh, look at that.
Doesn't that look nice?
That's you.
Doesn't that look
is
nice?
You.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that
that
is
nice? It's just.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
It's beautiful, right? He's got a light bar at the top of it. Most of these vehicles don't have that.
You're not going to have trouble finding it in a parking lot?
No. So.
Kind of cool.
I finish up. I get to my house and I see the gentleman has counter-offered my 50% off discount. And he's watching his phone like I'm watching my phone.
Is it in the middle now, the price?
The counter-offer. Okay, so, and look, I'll be very transparent here.
Okay.
The price of this car for 1993 is $41,000. I offer this man $20,000.
So less than 50%.
Yes. Mind you, I don't have this. I'd have to call my dad tomorrow in Argentina to be like, hey, Dad, I might have done something.
Bank. Got to call the bank.
Yeah,
Do you mind transferring something? I owe you by the end of the year, hopefully. We'll work this out. So I feel like Lloyd Christmas in Dumb and Dumber, where you put IOUs into the suitcase where the money's supposed to be. That's me with my father.
Right.
So I said, I'm walking home like he counteroffered.
Now, at this point, you know you're in it. Did you think he would even entertain the counteroffer?
No, it was literally, this guy's not even going to answer me.
So you were just playing around.
Insult.
Yeah, just playing around.
But if he was going to sell it to me for $20,000, I'd probably buy it for $20,000.
In, baby,
Mike,
in.
what do you think?
I don't know the car value, so I don't know. But I know that like the new ones are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
And doesn't this sort of have a classic cachet to it? I mean, this is sort of a collectible car.
But the one thing I know about these cars is they're built like tanks.
Okay.
They're built like tanks, and the thing about it is with this car,
he's customized it.
You know, these are. There's a nice little vibe. And I look
It's
when I
two
look at a
doors,
car
not
like
four.
this. The style of this car hasn't changed in 20 years.
Yes.
They build them the same way.
Yeah.
I get it. You know, so I don't know what, but I'm sure you've like researched the retail price of the car
since then.
right?
Yes.
And we should reveal the car. It is a Ford Fiesta.
Right.
So
But you know what? I think it's, for me, this is my own personal opinion, it's foolish to throw yourself into debt by just getting some car that you really want.
Agreed. And I'm better than this. And I think
I gotta fess up. I gotta do it. I've kept it a secret too long. I bought the Dodge Challenger.
What? Say
I
it
bought
ain't
the
so.
Dodge Challenger.
Say
I did.
it
I
ain't
bought it
so.
a while. You guys know that. I bought it a while back. I did. I'm embarrassed.
Mike hasn't even
but
sent us a
Carlos-
picture of it. He's so embarrassed.
He's very embarrassed.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Yeah.
I did not. It was an impulse thing, and I did. So.
And you bought it the right way, not on eBay, not with
Right, I bought
aggressive
it-
bidding.
I drove to a car dealership.
Yeah,
Yes.
you spoke to a
Yes.
salesman.
and I got ripped off.
What does this lease
Always
look like,
do.
sir?
Yeah.
Does this Mercedes leather?
I got. We'll put some leather shoes.
Well, can we send? Can you finally send us a picture of it? Because this is fairly recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking, this guy $20,000. I can call my dad. He can wire something over. This happens. Yada yada. I do the math.
Wiring money is so great.
So he, the guy writes back. He literally, and I kid you not, he says, $25K, final offer. He literally comes back quickly.
And he's okay with the third party inspection.
Does that make you suspicious?
No, it makes me say this guy's desperate. And am I going to pounce on desperate? Usually not, because I'm a nice guy. But this time, I can probably call my brother for another $5K, and then we got a family affair going, and I got a car I don't need. Right? So I get home. I say, Shannon, I know you said that we don't need two cars, and I know we don't need two cars. And I've been looking at cars for the last 3 years, a year and a half after we got the Volvo. And the Volvo does nothing for me except depress me every time I get into it, because all I get is moms waving at me, no dudes looking at me, no girls looking at me, nothing. No sex appeal in that vehicle.
How bad do you want dudes looking at you?
I'll take anything at this point, right?
All right, well, I'll make sure to look next time.
I'm desperate.
Okay.
And she said, why would you do that? Are we locked into this bid? What happened? I said, no, he countered at 25. And I said,
my picture's at the top. I got the one
you
at
sent
the top.
let me see. You sent it on text.
Yeah, the top picture.
We'll share all of these online, by the way. Oh, Mike! You sent us a 1970 Dodge Challenger. Look at this thing.
Show your brother.
Oh, that's nice. You know what?
That rust will buff out.
Yeah,
I'm
a little rubbing compound.
Yeah, I'm sure that's real.
We'll be all set.
Should be A-okay.
Yeah, the hot e-body project. I'm sure everybody has time for that, you jerk.
So he counters. That's
25.
That's a low counter
from 41.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So then I'm like, man, I gotta buy this car now. How my neighbors are gonna be pissed. It is so bright yellow. It's just not gonna fit.
You're
in the
getting it
neighborhood.
at roughly 5/8 of the asking price.
Because this story is not over yet, and we get more detail here. This is a man who's in a bit of a buying frenzy right now.
Hello, parishioners. It's me, Uncle Baby Billy Freeman. I want to thank all of you that have supported me by purchasing my Baby Billy's Health Elixir. Blessings to all of you. But I've recently discovered something that's even more potent, and it's my God-given duty to tell you about it. It's the Michael Mara Show on TikTok. Beautiful, funny, spiritually uplifting, bite-sized clips of your favorite podcast. Perfect for yourself and for sharing with the congregation of your life. It's based on ancient scriptures and heals colds, flus, straps, even COVIDs. Just search TikTok for Michael Mara Show and follow us. Heal the spirit to heal the body. Michael Mara Show on TikTok. It's your salvation. Or my name isn't Walton Goggins. Baby Billy Freeman. Amen.
The best of O'Mara.
All right, so Oscar has gotten the counteroffer. He has decided it is a fair counteroffer, and we are in the middle of the transaction.
Right.
Yes.
I want to find out what happened.
So so I write back to him on a private message, and I say, hey, do you have any updated pictures? Because you mentioned within your third-party inspection, you also have updated pictures that are coming soon. And I say, okay, send them over, and I'm sending them to you guys as well. The updated picture he sends me is of the car getting washed. Now, I don't know.
So he's into maintenance.
I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. And I'm literally at this point maybe 100 feet from the house. And like, he sends me of the car getting washed. Why would he send me a picture of a car getting washed? That seems so weird for this eBay transaction. Like,
I also would call foul on the fact that he says new pictures coming soon.
Yes.
You know, people don't have to develop photos anymore.
What's his rating?
He's got 3. I'll give it to you right now. I have it pulled up. It's not favorable, but it's not 100% either.
You know, it's run because eBay. It's not hard to have a perfect rating.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, you sell people what you offer, and it's an honest transaction.
Yep.
And if it's dishonest, you get slammed.
Yep.
And if you get slammed even by one person, it can be problematic.
Okay. So I lie. He's got 1 star and 100% positive feedback.
What is the star? I'm not sure what the star is.
I don't know what the star means.
Messy?
But it says 100% positive feedback. 1 star.
Well, that means it's not. The star means he's a certified seller. I think.
Oh.
Like he's got some sort of.
Now we're back in business.
We're such rubes. We're so
we're figuring this out on air.
We're such dish like the star means, dude. We don't
know.
No,
because the star rating is not. It's not a rating. But what happens in the past month, he's gotten 3 positive ratings. In the last 6 months, he's gotten 28 positive ratings. In the last year, he's gotten 62 positive.
So he's
ratings.
a wholesaler.
Sounds like it, and he's got no neutral and no negatives. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So what happens after you get 100 feet from the house?
I see the car getting washed. I sent you the picture. I was like, oh, this looks beautiful getting washed. So I can't wait to show this to Shannon. So I bust through the door like the Kool-Aid man, and I go upstairs to the bedroom. She's already in the envelope, and I say, Shannon, I got to airplay these photos because this is what's coming to town. And
airdrop
or airplay to the TV.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Phone.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm showing her. She goes, that looks like a school bus. Why would you buy a cheese wagon? We don't need that. She's knocking down my dreams left and right. But
that really is, with couples, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, you know, one of the best
they're not
things,
enthused like you're enthused.
One of the best things about having a wife and a partner is they will offer opinions.
Well, when I wanted to get the Dodge,
yes,
I got up, went over to the couch, sat down, and I said, look, I can't drive 4-cylinder engines anymore. It's starting to wear.
Well, it's
on
hurting
my
your
psyche.
back.
Yeah,
It's I didn't think of that one. But anyway, that's it. And I took her hand and I looked at her. I said, please, please, like I'm asking my mommy for something.
Yeah.
And then, she didn't even get upset when I hurled myself and my family into deep debt. Community college for my son. That's it.
And let me be clear.
You get out of college what you put into it.
Let me be clear for all you Santaniacs out there.
Okay, yes.
I'm not asking her for permission. This is not her money.
Right.
This is my father's money and possibly my brother's money. So I'm just saying, hey, this is what's coming to town, right?
That you have to pay back, though.
Yeah, clearly with my hard-earned money.
It affects. Well, yeah. All right. But that's that.
Do you have a joint bank account?
Yes, I do.
Rob?
Yes.
Why would you ever do that? That makes no sense.
Because I'm wildly in love.
Oh, that's very nice of you guys.
And by the way, she's going to be in the salt mines sooner than later. Okay.
Yeah.
Skin by day, go Carla. All right.
Long name. Don't know if people are going to type in those characters.
Okay.
All right. So what we'll do is this. For me, is I will share with my wife a decision that I would like her to co-sign on. But if she doesn't, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it because we're still in the early stages of our marriage.
It is definitely a weird picture. Why he's sending a picture of the car.
Yes. And I think we've got
How many miles?
It's got a new engine in it, Mike. So 35,000 miles, right?
Brand new Hyundai engine.
So.
And what state is it in?
It's in Deerfield, Florida. I don't know where that is, but if it's near Mike, I'll stop by and see Mike.
Oh, they're all honest down here.
Isn't that Mike? Isn't Deerfield right on the floodplain?
All right, so what happens
So look at the rest of the pictures. My beautiful, my patient, my gorgeous wife says, fine, let's look at it. She said, where is Santos going to sit? And I said, right in the back.
Yep.
And she says, in where the spare monster truck tire is. And I said, well, we can make a little bed for him inside that tire. He'd love it.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Right? Not a bad. So I'm selling her already.
Is that all that's in the back? Is that nasty-ass, dirty spare tire?
Mike, what if you... This is more utility than actual, I guess, luxury.
Yeah, but I thought there'd at least be a seat back there.
I did too. I was shocked because I didn't see that tire the first time I looked at the car.
How long since you've driven on the cobblestone streets of Georgetown? He's going to need a spare tire.
So, I figure we can buy a little hook, just like you hang a TV, and we'll put it on the back of the actual door for the vehicle. And again, for those of you at home, it's a 1993 Mercedes G-Wagon, 2-door, not 4-door. That's what I'm bidding on.
All right. And have you had your eye on these SUVs for a long time?
I dream about them. I'll probably never.
Okay, this is your
a new one. The new ones cost $223,000.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
One
well,
from
not this particular model.
No, not that model. No, the new ones. The new ones. Yeah. I say one from 2015. Right? Costs $89,000. I can't afford that. Can't buy that. Can't dream about that.
Right.
$20,000. Maybe $25,000.
All right, so what happens?
So my wife starts inspecting the pictures, and she says, okay, the tire could possibly go on the back of a car like a Jeep.
Sure.
So that's fine. Maybe we could put a bed down for Santos so he can hang out in the back. And then she starts zooming in on the pictures. She says, why does it look like a pen exploded on the left side of the hatch of this car? And I said, what are you talking about? So I zoom in on the picture. I zoomed in and I sent you guys a picture. And to the left, it does look like it's been in an oil slick or two. And then she zooms in on the floor bed of the passenger side and says, this car has been underwater. And I said, how do you know that? I said, look at that mat. It looks like it's rusting under the mat.
Yeah.
And I said, how do you know to look for all of it?
Good for her. Good for her.
But we can't find the Dyson at home when we need it.
Well,
yeah,
she's motivated.
By the way, the car, the car, I think the original picture may be another car.
You think?
Yeah.
She did say that, do you notice how the custom headlights don't look custom on the new pictures that they sent you? And I said, I'm not buying this.
That's why it's a car wash picture, because the soap will distract you from the actual condition.
So if anything, Peach has avoided a blunder of blunders.
Yeah, and I mean, this guy, that sucks that this guy gets away with this.
Well, Mike, I think what's even better, and buyer beware, is that when someone takes a 50% discount, don't think of it as a plus for you. Think of it as a huge minus.
Yeah,
because of a huge...
And by the way, it's just, there's nothing good about this.
If they're willing to do that, then there's something definitely wrong with the vehicle.
Yeah. I agree.
Right?
By the way, in 1993, you probably do better than that.
That
right?
said, I'm already, there is a gentleman going for a third-party inspection.
Because you just can't give it up. 'Cause you're stubborn that way. You're like a pit bull that way. Oh, my God. You're going down to have somebody look at it?
No, it's $160. I've already put in. He's going to
Where's Deerfield Beach?
Oh, look.
I don't even know where that is.
Deerfield, Florida. So
Deerfield, Florida.
And did you even mention the look of the dashboard of this car?
Mike, you should probably explain that my wife also mentioned that there's the interior.
Yeah, that something's been ripped out of the center console.
The interior needs to be finished.
Yeah.
So,
all right, I got it. Deerfield. Let me see. Yeah, it's right. Okay, it's right across. I could have gone over there. You give me $160, I'll drive over.
You'd do it for $100, wouldn't you?
Will you go and meet the guy so you can ask the questions that maybe he's not going to ask?
You know what? No. No, I think the car's a piece of crap, Oscar. The car's garbage. Deerfield, south of Boca. It's north of Miami. It's,
It's been underwater.
No, it's in the Sun Belt. No rust.
You saw rust in the
I'm selling myself.
You are.
But for $160, I want to know.
It's just south of Boca Raton.
Okay.
It's in the real crowded area.
Mike.
And you got to talk to the guy on the phone.
For $160 for a third party that's impartial to show up.
Why are you pursuing this car?
Why not?
This car's crapola. This car is crapola. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't get it.
Money pit.
It's got the stuff ripped out of the center with all those wires. He took some. The car's already been stripped for some parts.
That's probably the one good thing that was left in the car after it was flooded, so he took it out.
Have you never installed a car stereo into a vehicle?
Yeah, but I mean, you'd think for that money you'd want to keep the stereo in there and not have you
he's
left with...
He's got a new Alpine system. The wires on below go to something else. I got to find that out.
Yeah, that's like the heater and everything.
There's a huge gaping hole.
It's Florida, Pony. It doesn't need a heater. It doesn't need
the air conditioning as well.
Yeah.
Did you check Carfax?
Do you know how big that hole is? That's big enough that you could put Santos's bed in the hole.
Okay, look.
Yes.
I will have an update. The gentleman said he can go this afternoon or tomorrow morning. He's coordinating with the seller.
All right, I'm not going over there, so you might as well pay him.
What? How far is it from you?
90 minutes.
Oh, that's too far. Oh,
that's too much.
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Too much. Okay.
3 hours if I, drive all the way and come back.
Know this.
If I don't come back, it's 90 minutes.
Plus traffic. Well, why would you stay?
Yeah.
Know this. If this works, I get to now rebuild something new. The interior of a car.
That's excellent. That'll help you fill up all those empty hours.
You know what?
Break.
You can be a dick sometimes.
Honey Jurgensen, good to see you.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
Hot dog.
Sonny was a great quarterback.
Accustomed to getting his way.
A man who probably had permanent damage done to his ass because of the amount of kissing for his entire life.
Excuse me, Mr. Jurgensen. My name is Rob Spewak, and he holds up his hand like Caesar. He says, I know who you are. He waves to me, but he never takes the plum out of his mouth. Getting kind of crowded in here, Jim. Getting kind of crowded. Hot dog.
If there was a podcast Hall of Fame, the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show would be the first inductee. It's what keeps the daily TMOS episodes coming to your device every day. Order a Bonus Show subscription today at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
The best of O'Mara.
So things are still pissy.
They're a little icy. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll work it out tonight. I'll have some beer.
He's going on a Disney cruise, for Christ's sake.
I know.
I'm on your side here, pal. I mean, that's ridiculous.
We'll work it out. It'll be fine. He's a teenager.
Pal? Did you call me pal? No, that's not that.
Do you, when you have...
Did I forget, Your Highness?
When you invite your son over to, I guess, smooth things out,
right?
What is your what's your, I guess, mode of operation? Do you say, you're on their six becks and you're like, come sit on my lap, I'll bounce you up and down?
No, what I'll do is I will. Now, I did get pretty hot, and I slammed a couple doors and did some of that when I picked him up because I was pissed.
Yes,
but now
about him falling asleep in the neighbor's.
And
house.
I think, and it was twofold. It was disrespectful, I think, to his host for going to a house and falling asleep.
And
I
your
don't think that's
time.
right. And my time. And so what I'll do is when things are calm tonight, I'll call him over. It'll probably be, he'll be grazing in the kitchen. I'll say, hey, I just want to tell you that what went down on Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever it was. I said, why I was upset, and I'll explain. It was disrespectful to me, and it was disrespectful to Ben. And if nothing else, we've always tried to raise you to be a respectful kid. And I'll say the one thing that still carries a little weight with him is if I say, you let me down.
Yes.
Disappointed. And
So getting into the methodology here, why not immediately dealing with that? I'm just curious about
Why
it.
the 72-hour waiting period?
for me, it's part of the sport of it. I want to see how it plays out.
Oh, like who breaks first?
Yeah, well, no, I know that ultimately it's going to be, the talk will happen. But I'm curious to see, will he be motivated enough to come to me? Will he try to make reparations? Will he go to his mom? Because they don't know that Carrie and I speak behind the scenes sometimes about how they're operating. So I want to see what he does. And yeah, it is. I mean, I hate to make it sort of a...
He knows you're pissed at him, though.
Oh, yeah, he does. Absolutely.
Okay. Does he seem to care?
I think, yeah, because he seems to be going out of his way to avoid me. I mean, I think some efforts are being made to stay out of the proximity. But also, think about when you were 15.
A lot of game playing, though, it seems like.
I think mostly on my side, because I just want to see. And part of, I mean, this is horrible. I enjoy it.
You want to borrow my house up here in the summer? You might fit in better up here than I
do. Do you have a tan trench coat?
I used to. I don't think I do anymore.
Because we could... What would be great if you want gamesmanship? What if you walked in, somehow we could rent a McGruff the Crime Dog suit for you?
Yes.
And you're sitting there at the kitchen table, and it's the suit.
Right.
And you're there, hello, we have to take a bite out of crime. Are you smoking weed?
Oh, you're going right back to the pot. Yes, he's going right back to the pot thing.
Great.
Oscar thinks he's smoking pot.
Have you heard of the DARE program?
Oscar's going right back to, did you give any thought to that as you
of
went
course.
home last evening? I'm curious.
Yeah.
All the shtick aside, I would probably be driving home and going, I wonder, with that behavior.
Do you
There's
know
been
what
other
DARE
behavior you've
stands
talked about.
for? Do you remember the DARE program? Or was that past your time?
Yeah,
Drugs are people.
No.
What is it?
Drugs are really excellent.
Drug abuse resistance education. How lame is that?
Dare to keep kids off drugs.
That's right. I mean, not keep them off, just to resist them.
Yeah. Resist them. Yes. Resist. Like have an immuno response.
Well, I mean, wait until the pusher insists you buy. Don't just say, would you like? No, I don't care for that. Oh, I insist. Well, then, okay.
So did you think about it was shtick? Yes.
Yeah, it crossed my mind, and I'm pretty sure that I think we're clear. I think we're clear on that.
I mean, did you do the lock of hair? What'd you do?
I didn't do anything because you know why? I trust my kid. And as I said yesterday, all right, by the way, the dead horse is over there. Go ahead and keep beating it.
Everybody remembers Julia Jellybean.
Yeah. And you know what? That was something tangible, and
your memory for Rob Spiewak trivia is pretty astonishing.
Well, it's easy because
really
you know what? As you know, I have a charmed life with beautiful children. There's only isolated incidents. But again, this is not repetitive behavior on his part. This is a one-time thing.
Yeah, but you got to nip things in the bud. Nip them.
90%.
And he's gotten his grades back up.
Yes, he finished the year strong.
But he had a rough beginning to the year, right?
Yeah, but we have a theory about that. I don't even know if we broached it on the show. Our theory is that happened when Julia started dating Caleb. And I think there might have been some jealousy and a little bit of weird interpersonal dynamics because he was friends with Caleb before Julia and Caleb were dating. And so I think that kind of, and that's a weird time.
Then he turned to weed.
And then, and also he got so forgetful when he has this wonderful water pipe. He assures me it's just for decoration. Yeah, it's beautiful.
What is I have to ask this because this is, I'm doing this for my own recon.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's probably going to be worse when my kid gets to be that age but then again, I probably, won't care. I'll be underground.
Mike, don't do that. Do the Tony Bennett hug. You're happy. Hey, all right.
My question is this. The idea of you're familiar with the way drugs are in your school. Like whether they're used, is it common practice?
Yeah.
And everybody says, Mike, what a stupid question. No, every school is different. Every municipality is different. What is the state of kids that are 15, 16 years old in the school that he's in?
We keep pretty close tabs on it because, Carrie,
scene, man?
Carrie is, she is a teacher ostensibly at the middle school. At the middle school, the problem is vaping and
Juuling.
Vaping, yes, exactly. And vaping is also sort of a big deal and very much frowned upon by the administration at the high school level. However, I would say from what I've determined from talking to other parents and talking to Carrie, I think marijuana is less of a deal now for high school than it was when I was in high school.
What do you base that on?
Just talking about occasionally some kid will be, did you hear about, Joey X? Joey X got nailed for pot. And it's not very common. And we tend to watch, they do get caught and the parents talk. And believe, I talked to Kristen Chubbuck. She's the mayor of Leesburg. If something happens, she knows.
Do you ever hear stories about the pure Colombian?
Oh, that's mostly
the blow?
That's the faculty.
Want more? Make sure you check out The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.